Chelsea Football Club have a little Levi Colwill problem. Not in the boardroom, not on the pitch, not with the manager, but with the fan base. The fan base has started an agenda and I'm here to debunk it. Furthermore, Mainoo wants a new contract at Manchester United worth 150k, and I need to have my 2 cents on it because the reality is fans are being totally unreasonable, and Manchester United have got a similar problem to what Chelsea had at one point in time, and Mason Mount left because of that. Finally, we need to talk about the wages and KDH. We need to talk about the stadium prices. Chelsea are definitely going to increase their prices, and I'm going to explain to you why. If you look at these numbers, they are mouth-wateringly low compared to Arsenal and Tottenham. I'll let you know the full details at the end of the video. Before we get started, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. It's the best way to support. We are creeping up to 40,000. I think we are now 650 away. So do me a favor and do it. And if you are a regular watcher, listen, you get free content on a regular basis. You watch a lot of the video, like 50% of the video usually gets watched. Hit that like button, do it now, you will forget. It's genuinely the best way to support. I don't even ask for super chats. Levi Colwill is an interesting player. And I need to talk about this because I think we have got to a stage now where the criticism for Levi Colwill has become ridiculous. I can't stand it. I expect it from rivals. I expect it from rivals because what people do is they just want to hate on any prospect that comes out of anyone's academy, and you want to belittle them because you don't want people to have that praise. Oh, look how good my academy player is. However, when it comes from our fan base, our people that don't like our crown jewels, I've got a problem with it. And I'm going to explain to you what it is. Number one, Levi Colwill has not been good for around about 6 months. I think we can all agree with that, right? He has not been good for a while now. He has been okay. He has been decent. He has not been good. At the minute we agree with that, we can get this conversation to move forward. So what has happened since then? His mistakes have been magnified. But whilst he's been bad, what has happened is people are trying to attribute blame to him for mistakes that aren't even his. The Copenhagen goal, people want to blame him. Oh, he didn't jump. Cucurella and KDH let the man go. There's a running start. It's zonal marking, guys. It's zonal marking. He's got a zone. The ball went over his head. What's he meant to do? Yet, that will be attributed to him because people have made up their minds on him. And what I want to talk about is, when are we going to allow players to develop? Virgil van Dijk at 22 years old was not Virgil van Dijk that he is now. He was not the imperious centre-half. However, Levi Colwill at age 22 is expected to be the finished article. He's expected to be the leader of Chelsea. God forbid, people are going to try to say, you know what, give him the captain's armband. Let him lead by example in that aspect as well. No, in my opinion, that doesn't need to happen. For me, Levi Colwill needs to develop his game. Developing your game means there needs to be progress, but progress isn't always linear. Sometimes you have a bad season, sometimes you develop. So what I did was, I actually wanted to think about what are his positives and what are his negatives. If we accept that, then we can set a boundary for what he can achieve, and from there onwards, we can keep going forward and judge him, right, properly. Number one, his passing is tremendous. I think he's got amazing passing, great long balls, and more importantly, can play short balls as well. Under pressure, very comfortable on the ball. I think the other thing is he reads the game very well. His reading of the game masks up for the things that he lacks, and he's a very intelligent defender. And the final point I have here, he has a lot of leadership qualities. It's things that the team lacks. He's vocal, shouts a lot, he steps up, he's ready to be combative. Not very effectively, but he is somebody that doesn't mind to get stuck in. And when he has a great game, you see all those qualities magnified. However, his weak areas are very transparent. He is extremely weak. He is a weak footballer. Like, for 22 years old, he gets bullied by men in that league. He needs to strengthen up. I don't know whether it's more weight training, whether he needs to be a bit more aggressive. And that's the second thing. His challenge aggression isn't good. When he clatters people, he don't take them out. He does not do an Antonio Rudiger, where once he puts himself on that man, that guy is not running away. He will literally clatter you and embarrass you to the point where you don't want to get hit by him again. With Levi Colwill, people just say, oh, come on, I'll hold you off. And he gets held off easily. And the final thing is his aerial presence. He's not good defensively aerially, and he does not attack corners well enough. Once we understand those 6 factors, I think we can put him in a place. He is a good defender. He is a good defender, not a great one, and I don't think he'll ever be world class. I don't think he'll be in the category of players where an Enzo Fernandez could reach, a Caicedo can reach, a Reece James can reach, a Cole Palmer can reach. I think he'll be the tier below. Great player, never going to be world class, never going to be the player like, for example, William Saliba could be, a Virgil van Dijk, a John Terry, or Gabriel. I don't think he can reach that level unless some characteristics change and we get new information. And this can change in a 12 months time because he can develop in a way that we don't see. But what I don't like is when he makes mistakes, instead of us saying, you know what, this guy's not good at the moment, we get extreme comments. Sell him, he's not good enough. Bench him for 6 months. Somebody that said that. And I've seen it, it's a big account and it made me sick. It was hilarious. What is this, a prison sentence? What do you mean bench him for 6 months? What's that going to fix? That's a stupid thing to say, in my opinion. And finally, the one I don't like is sell him and get Huijsen. What is that going to achieve? Huijsen at Bournemouth would be talked about the way, Colwill at Bournemouth and Huijsen at Chelsea. You flip the narrative. Colwill will be the young prospect that is absolutely talked about amazingly. Huijsen's the young centre-back that is making mistakes because he's in a system that exploits his weaknesses. You can't do that to players. For me, you need to understand what Colwill needs is a partner that is a bit more experienced. I don't think it's a coincidence that when Fofana left, his performances deteriorated. I think Fofana enables him to be the best version of himself. Fofana is a great defender that enables and elevates people around it. And for me, this is imperative for Colwill's development. The next thing I want to talk about is regarding Kobbie Mainoo. Look, a lot of you are going to say, Man Utd channel, what are you talking about? This is Kavkas View, right? I talk about what I want football related wise. If I want to talk about Arsenal, Manchester United, Liverpool, I will do it because I love football and I want to talk about football. And what I want to say here is Kobbie Mainoo is asking for 150 grand. And the story is broke out. And Manchester United fans have reacted in the same way Chelsea fans reacted when Mason Mount was asking for that kind of money and Conor Gallagher was asking for crazy amounts. How greedy? The reality is, it's not greedy. It's a simple transaction. I ask for what I believe I'm worth. The club dictates what they believe I'm worth. We meet in the middle or we go our separate ways. That's my simple understanding of these negotiations. And what I want to say is, don't fall for the trap, Manchester United fans. Manchester United fans, do not fall for the trap of getting annoyed at the player. This is your ownership putting out this kind of information. They want you to get annoyed at the player so they puts on pressure and he takes less money. Why should he take less money? I looked at this and this made me laugh. Casemiro, 350k. Marcus Rashford, 300k. Bruno, 300k. Jadon Sancho, 150k. Anthony, 200k. Anthony's on 200k. De Ligt, Maguire, nearly 200k. Eriksen, 150k. Do you see a pattern here? Those are the best paid players at the club. Kobbie Mainoo in his head is, hold on, if I'm the future of this club, if Bruno's on 300, is it unreasonable for me to ask for 150? Is it unreasonable for me to ask for 150? The problem Manchester United have is the problem Chelsea had. Chelsea had Mason Mount asking for 200k. Why? Lukaku was on 300. Jorginho, Kante, Kovacic, all on big wages. Mount said, hold on, if I'm signing a new deal now, I'm getting crazy money. And I deserve that crazy money because I'm a guaranteed starter. I'm one of them. I've won the Champions League. And what happens there is you need to stay firm. If you don't want the player, stay firm the way Chelsea did. Listen, we ain't paying you that money. Go to Manchester United. Chelsea look like geniuses right now. Kai Havertz wanted 275k. Nope, go to Arsenal. Chelsea look like geniuses now. Sometimes you miss out. Sometimes a player moves on and gets more money somewhere else and plays well. But it's a risk that Manchester United fans have to take if they don't want Kobbie Mainoo to get these wages. What I will say is though, Manchester United needs to fix that wage structure the way Chelsea fixed theirs. You can't give stupid contracts out. You give stupid contracts, what ends up happening is stuff like this will bite you in the arse over and over again. Players will want crazy fees, and what will happen is you won't be able to pay them. And that will cause a huge issue long term. The final thing I want to talk about here is the prices. Look, Chelsea fans, I'm telling you right now, I'm giving you a warning in advance. Brace yourself. A lot of people are saying, look, why are you saying this? This is negative energy. I tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Chelsea at this moment in time make per game 2.4 million. Arsenal and Spurs make nearly 5 million a game, meaning they make double per game, meaning in the long run they make nearly 30 million more a season. Do you know how stupid that is? The fact that they make in home games nearly 30 million more a season, and Chelsea are expected to compete with them. And then to make matters worse from Chelsea's point of view, Chelsea's average ticket is £60. Spurs is nearly £80. Arsenal is £85. This is released by the BBC. Real Madrid have the most expensive one. And what is going to have to happen is one of two things. Either Chelsea leave Stamford Bridge and build a new stadium somewhere else, and it's like a corporate stadium where they'll have a bunch of corporate seats. They'll keep the fan prices low for the real fans, the season ticket holders. However, the other seats are going to be super expensive, boxes, the whole shebang, the way Spurs have done it. Or they're just going to elevate the prices for the local fan. And for me, this is a really lose-lose situation. I've spoken in the past about how a lot of people want to protect the heritage of Stamford Bridge, what it means to all of us. However, it will result in ticket prices going to a point where the local fan can't afford it. And I think that's so sad, because I think the local fan is the heartbeat of the club. However, at the same time, the club needs to compete. And if you're not making Champions League, you need to raise the ticket. If you are making the Champions League, they're still going to raise the ticket because you're seeing a better quality of team. This whole situation is going to get very sticky. I'm warning you now in advance. They are going to raise these fees. I did not know there was such a disparity in the average ticket price of watching Chelsea in comparison to watching Spurs and Arsenal. No, I'm not even talking about the stadium size. The fact that Spurs can charge nearly £80 and Chelsea are charging £60 per ticket, Chelsea's owners are not going to be allowing that to happen for a long time. I'm warning you now in advance. I'm letting you know. But this is the Kavkas View. I hope you lot enjoyed it. If you lot want more Kavkas View and you want a mini preview for the game against Leicester, there's a video right here. It explains the whole situation of Enzo Maresca, talking about Reece James's new position, updates with injuries, and more information for you. Go check it out. Let me know your thoughts. Peace out. I'm out. Have a lovely day.